Throw something on it while flat on his belly. Ozzie Smith 0 for 3 in last night's game. Number 9 hitter in Whitey Herzog's lineup. Cardinals 1 out. McGee, we'll see now, trailing 3-0 if Herzog will let McGee run. He stole 24 bases this year. There he goes. He's got it.
Simmons didn't get much on that throw. It's a low throw, but then again, with McGee running, nice play by the infielder. Now, look at McGee. He's got his head down right for second base. He's going to straight out steal.
Willie McGee does not yet get a big lead. He is still learning. So whatever he steals, he usually steals on sheer speed.
So the first opportunity for the Cardinals to show their team speed after falling behind early last night on way to a 10-0 loss, and now the crowd alive, trailing 3-0. They'd like to see at least a dent in Milwaukee's lead. Oh, that's not the play, but he gets away with it, and Yount retires Smith at first base as McGee hesitated and then went on to third, and only a man possessing his kind of high speed can get away with that.
Two things on that, Dick. It's a tribute, of course, by Yount to McGee's speed, but also with 1 out, Yount says, I'm going to get the sure one. If there's nobody out, he might have taken a shot at third base and head off McGee.
It's not a good play to go to third, and now there's 2 outs with no one out. Then you take that chance, but it was a high risk, and McGee stands at third with 2 gone, and leadoff man Tommy Herr, the batter. He fly to left his first time up. 0 for 4 in the series. And he flies it deep to right center. No one there. It's a ground rule double and a 3-1 ball game. Actually, the fan, Tony, I thought, leaning over the wall, interfered with the ball, or with her speed, that might have been a triple.
Reminiscent of Ben Ogleby going to the left field corner. The fan reached in. You can see this big ballpark come into effect right now. Fan down over the yellow line.
Umpire's judgment as to where Herr would have finished had the ball gone off the wall. You saw both outfielders right there. So a double with 2 outs is the call. 3-1 Milwaukee's lead, and a chance for Oberkfell to pick up Herr. 2 out. Herr, a man who has never hit a big league home run, showed a lot of muscle on that drive. That would have been out of some parts or close to it. Two balls, no strikes.
Watch that fan reach over there. You see it. That ball would hit off the wall. Easy 3-base hit for Tommy Herr. They were talking before the game, Tony. I found it most interesting. Didn't go more than 2 games without a base hit, Herr.
Oberkfell 1 for 3 last night. He's hit safely in all 4 games of the playoffs. 3 playoffs and the World Series. And punches that foul.
I think the Cardinals still need a little more to keep this momentum going. Maybe a 2-out base hit for Oberkfell right now. Get him in that ball game and keep him charged up on that bench.
But we're seeing now what we talked about last night. The Cardinal formula on offense. Speed, using the carpet. Orge's single was a bounder through the right side. Then McGee, after the force, steals the base. Herr able to get one up the alley to score him. And now Oberkfell trying to pick up Herr. 2-1 the count. It's 3-1.
And how big would this inning be if Cecil Cooper had not made that great play?
There'd be another run in and only 1 out had it not been for Cooper's sensational stab and accurate throw from the prone position. Line save. Here comes Herr. It's makes it a 3-2 ball game.
The dive by Gantner. Charlie Moore, the right fielder, gets that ball away like, well, almost better than any right fielder I can see in the American League. But that ball in the artificial surface just ate him up. Showed you how it picked up speed. He's used to playing on dirt and grass, and that ball ran right up his arm. A gutsy call by manager Whitey Herzog. 2 runs down. He starts the runner with 1 ball and 2 strikes. Porter hung with the ball and just served it down the left field corner. Ogilvy's relay as Hendricks scores the tying run, and the ball just goes on through, not backing up the plate, and Simmons has to go way down behind first base, and air will be given.
Pitching off the stretch with the bases loaded, 1 man out. Infield is in at first and third. Ball 1. Simmons still going at it. 1 man out, 4-4, bottom of the 8th. Bases loaded. Ball 2. Watching husband Steve. Ball 3. He's been wild, and the pinch hitter taking a good look at Chuck Hiller. He'll make him throw a strike. Comes out as the Cardinals take the lead 5-4 as Ladd walked in the tie-breaking run, and this crowd all on its feet.
Little confidence builder as nobody is throwing for the Milwaukee Brewers. And now the strategy with 1 out may have to change. Harvey Keene with Willie McGee up with that tremendous speed is going to be forced to bring that infield in. You don't double him up.
Runners at first and third, 1 out.
Cooper goes a long way to his right on an off-speed pitch. The ball hits about in the center of his glove. Just gets away, and he can't grab her.
He thought he was going to get it after he booted the ball right in there, but unfortunately he had turned, and now he loses the play completely. And that's not like him because he's a good fielder.
He's won a Gold Glove. Hernandez has won a bunch in the National League. He had an error, Keith Hernandez, in that first ball game that led to 2 runs.
That's right. Hernandez has won 4, and Cooper 2 Golden Gloves for their fielding excellence. Now the infield for the Brewers, tight at the corners, back up the middle, looking for the double play. McGee, who can run, he's tough to double up. 1 out. Hit high and deep to right field, and Moore going back. McGee will touch them all. A 3-run home run for rookie Willie McGee, and the Cardinals jump in front 3-0.
Might recall in the league championship series after Willie McGee was knocked down, he hit a home run.
Willie.
His first work.
Looked like he pulled the string on that 2-0 pitch. He looked like the good fastball just a little bit off. He is what one of the pitching coaches of the Brewers, Cal McClish, calls a back and forth pitcher. He said he's back and forth means he changes speed. He's also in and out. Location outside and inside.
Hit to right center, and no one's there. And look at Smith go this time. He's looking for a triple. He's got it. The ball goes in the dugout, and Smith will score. It's 4-0.
Well, Lonnie didn't do it in games 1 and 2, but he is so far tonight getting a chance to see the speed of this Cardinal ball club. You see McGee in center field go back deep for a ball off Cooper. You see Lonnie Smith the way he can run. So they show they can run fast on the dirt and grass as they can on the turf. He gets going. It causes a lot of trouble. Lonnie this time cutting the bag with his right foot. He never used a coach. He's watching the ball all the way. Now he picks up his coach as he hits the second base bag.
Foul ball as Porter just misses the bag at first, breaks the bat. We'll go back for a new one.
Show you what happens on the relay throw. Chuck Killer saying get down. Molitor might have been blocked out, and when the ball skidded, may have hit something and went in the dugout. An error is charged. There it is. Skins off what? His hip, part of his body.
And awarded home on the ball going into the dugout. So 1 out, and St. Louis leads 4-0.
Air charge of the relay throw man. Gatner, the second baseman.
Forge. Center fielder Gorman Thomas calling. 2 out. And Willie McGee up.
Excuse me, Dick. Sometimes there can be unfair errors. Right there, looked like it was going to be a pretty good throw. The side of the sliding Lonnie Smith.
4 runs on 4 hits. The Cardinals have made them count tonight. A double, an error, and a 3-run homer by this man McGee. And now Smith a triple and scoring on the error by Gantner.
Mahler up tight at third in case McGee should try and drop a bunt down. Look out.
Oh, that's 2 for McGee. Another homer.
What a day that kid's having. Hit a fastball for the first home run. It looked like something off-speed pitch. He may have thrown a change-up slider.
I thought I noticed after the first pitch way inside, he backed him off the plate. He didn't get quite up to the plate that time, got the ball inside, and he just let it happen. Listen to him.
Let's see the location. A little bit up in the strike zone, but he's still at
2 away, and here is George Hendrick. Hendrick, home runs. Hasn't driven in a run. He's 1 for 9. Back foot of his almost out of the box, deep in the batter's box. Fouled out of play and a strike 1.
The day that Moose Haas pitched against the Angels, and they went into the 6th with a no-hitter. Many said it was the best fastball and slider they'd ever seen him have. He's been one of the bright pitching prospects in this organization for a long time. Then came up with a torn muscle in his bicep. Took him a couple years to recover from that. They were talking about surgery at one time.
You would think you'd be able to pitch Hendrick on the outside part of the plate. Doesn't look like he's covering it. We'll see. He's going for it. He got it.
George Hendrick stands off the plate, stands deep in the box. How similar to Amos Otis. You say he's out. He's got part of the foot in the batter's box. Line is still not wiped away. Maybe when that line's away about the 7th or 9th, he'll be about a foot farther back.
What a lot of them do, and you watch and you try to agitate them, they'll start like that, and then when they get ready, they'll just move the heel out of the box. 2 strikes to count. Crowd reacting. They're ready. They want to tie this series up. Robin Young.
Whoa.
Tough play. Here comes Oberkfell. He's going to come around and score, and the Cardinals take a 1-0 lead on a high hopper. A tough play for Robin Young. It'll go as an infield hit. You know, in addition to a ball club, plays making you look a little bit lethargic. a pitcher when he takes a lot of time. He takes the spring out of your legs. You stand around, and it's almost like you want to get some white paint out there and make 2 or 3 foul poles with the guy standing out there.
You know, it affects you as an infielder, and perhaps it affected Simmons as a catcher, waiting for the pitch out. When he got it, couldn't get the throw on.
2 balls and 2 strikes. High and tied. It's a full count. 3-2. The on-deck batter is Oberkfell. There you see him. He doubled his first time up. One man out. Willie McGee is on at third. Ozzie Smith is on at second. High fly ball, center field. Thomas is going back. It'll score at least 1. I say 1 because Ozzie Smith can run. Gorman Thomas falls. They're going to try to score 2. Here comes the relay throw. It is not in time.
Wasn't that something? That wind just kept pushing me back to the warning track, and we have talked about the Cardinals' speed. They showed it in Game 2 on the turf, and Ozzie Smith gives another RBI. Sacrifice fly, 2 RBIs, a very unusual official scoring decision that you see one time a year, maybe once every couple of years. Gorman just keeps backpedaling, slips right here as the wind really fooled him. Blowing much stronger up high. Watch out, he's going home all the way, Joe. All the way, and Chuck Hiller says, keep on coming. He picked it up, he really did it on his own, and Hiller says, here you go.
Tony, that's why I said they're going to score 1 easily, because you could see him really cranking up the engines at second base. He was ready to go, and once Gorman Thomas went down, he was able to score.
The Brewers cashed in the last of the 5th inning.
He has the green light if he wants to go off second base. And the middle infielders are split once again. Yount and Gantner are not holding him too close, and Simmons stops the procedure right there. Maybe trying to get Yount a little more aware of him with a left-handed hitter up.
Yeah, because they play Orge to hit the left field. Yount has to play back into the hole, away from the bag. That gives him a bigger lead. Of course, the other side of the coin is with a left-handed hitter up, it gives Simmons a clean shot for his throw at third.
I always like my pitcher to back off and give him a look, at least let him know, hey, I know you're there.
1-1. Trying to shoot that ball to left field.
That's what you see happens. After the first pitch, Robin didn't bother. Simmons, I believe, said, be careful. I know this guy. He'll go. Yount moves 3 steps closer to the bag, which leaves a better opening for the hitter. Yount is shaded towards second base, maybe 3 or 4 strides, and will jockey back, and his range is limited to his right because of it.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Smith with a double. There he goes.
Yeah.
And it's hit the right center field. A very tough play. It's going to fall. In comes Smith on a double by Orge, and it's 5-1 St. Louis.
The ribcage on his right side, and before the ball game he said, it still hurts me. It's getting better, but it still bothers me, and he cannot extend it.
So the Cardinals have Orge at second base. 2 outs. Here is Willie McGee. Robin Yount threw his legs into left field. Cardinals lead 1-0.
Early in Robin Yount's career, when he came up as an 18-year-old, he was making a lot of errors. Making up to 35 to 40 errors, but this has not happened to him, I would guarantee you, the last couple of years. And not only the run home, 2 outs, but McGee is going to try and steal. You can bet on it with a left-handed hitter up.
So McGee is on at first base. Tommy Herr is the batter. Cardinals lead 1-0.
Matter of just lifting up too soon, wasn't it, Joe? Right under the glove.
The tailgate didn't come down.
A defense that played so flawlessly in Game 5 in Milwaukee, and a couple of mistakes here to score a run early in St. Louis.
Ball 1, and Tommy Herr taking a good look. He's allowed to hit with 2 outs, of course, but he wants to know, is McGee running? And He's got just a little bit bigger lead than the first time. He's going to go. It's just a matter of time.
Dodgers for many years taught bulk moves, breaking the knee toward home and then going to first. I'm sure Lee Wire, our National League umpire, will be watching something closely.
There he goes. Fouled out of play. Willie McGee in '82 was caught stealing 8 times in his first 16 attempts. And then he was 17 for 21. He was successful 17 for 21. Simply tells you he's learned a little bit about base running. Right now he's just a speedster. He's learning how to be a base stealer. 1-1 the count. 2 outs. 1-0. St. Louis leading. Bottom of the second. Willie McGee. He really has those eyes glued on the pitcher.
All Simmons wants to do is have him keep him close if you can, or throw him a couple times, and then forget him. If he's going to steal and get a good jump, you're not going to throw him out anyway. So Simmons' attention basically is on the hitter.
And that's going to work against him. Holding. Deep to right field, way back, it's fair, it is. Home run. No, off the wall, off the wall. Here comes Willie McGee. And he drops the ball. Simmons drops the ball, he's safe.
Something up and in to Tommy Herr. He hasn't shown much power. In fact, he's never hit a home run in the major leagues. Just by the .330 mark, Charlie Moore. Karam almost fools him, but he makes a good play. McGee with that great speed coming around first base. Here he comes around third. Throw, Simmons lost it. It took a high bounce off the turf. And when he tried to leave too soon, I doubt from where that throw was that high, he would not have been able to get it down. Yogi got than Ted Simmons did. Yogi was out in front of home plate.
Simmons really reacted late. It was Sutton who made the play.
Loop to center and a base hit. Now George Hendrick with a handle hit to center field. Leadoff man on again. Cardinals lead 2-0 last of the 4th inning, trying to force a 7th game. Porter hit the ball hard again, but the way the Brewers have played him with Gantner over into the hole took the hit away. Gantner does not have that luxury. He has to give some ground toward the bag with the possibility of a double play. Ball 1. Busch Stadium, 53,000. 723, the first 2 games of this World Series, an all-time stadium record. One and one. 2 runs unearned if you're just joining us in the 2nd inning with 2 out. Orge with a drive down the left field line off the glove of Ogilvy for a double. Then Willie McGee's ball went right through the legs of Robin Yount for a run, and then Tommy Herr doubled off the wall. The throw to the plate in time, but a high bounce. McGee slid in safely, and it's 2-0.
Might recall in game 2, I think one of the best managerial decisions in this series. Hendrick on first, Porter up 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Whitey Herzog started Hendrick. Look at how quickly he unloaded. He's going to ball. He quick pitched, thinking the hit and run was out. He quick pitched and they called the ball. At least 3 of the 4 umpires in the infield raised their hands, calling a ball. He wanted to unload and pitch out, thinking they'd do it again in game 6. Watch Sutton at the belt, breaks the left knee.
There was no set at all. He just came up and threw the ball.
He began right at the belt and just went up a little bit, and he just unloaded a quick pitch is what he did.
He knew it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at second. And a high drive deep right. Porter will
Championship Series against Atlanta. 1 ball, 1 strike. Looked like it was inside part of the plate, about bell high. Fans are rocking in St. Louis.
In nearly the same spot as Tommy Hers, and very tough to read the ball down there. 1 ball off the top of the fence, and that went off a barrier beyond the fence for the home run, and the Cardinals celebrate a 4-0 lead. Still no one out in the 4th. Dane Orge, it was his fly ball down the left field line that Ogilvie could not handle. Went for a double that started the 2-run second inning. Base hit. Moore into the corner. Orge is going to go for 3. The Cardinals scratching to stay in this World Series, unloading some extra base hits.
4th extra base hit in this ball game for the Cardinals, and will force for infield to come in. Mighty Herzog, who built this team on speed, scrappiness, Bruce Sutter, and defense.
Harvey Keene has a right-hander throwing in the bullpen. Jim Slayton, Willie McGee up. McGee safe on Robin Yount's error. Yount coming in to say something to Sutton. No, he's going to pick up a piece of paper. There's Slayton. Winner in game 4 in relief. McGee, great speed, and the infield drawn tight. High chop, but the runner doesn't come home. Yount gets McGee, and that's the first out of the inning. Orge probably could have scored on that high bouncer, but with no one out, didn't take the chance. With 1 out, the same ball, he's coming on contact. Tommy Herr, the RBI double off the top of the wall in the 2nd inning. And same situation, Molitor, Yount, Gantner, and Cooper all playing in close.
Herr, a good bunter. He's a switch hitter from the left side. A little more difficult to put the squeeze out. Let's see if Sutton goes from the stretch or the windup. It's from the stretch. Or is he? Herzog squeezed quite a bit during the course of the season. Coming.
Beautiful bunt. The run scores. And Herr is out as Cooper makes the tag. The suicide squeeze executed perfectly.
A verbal signal from Chuck Hiller. A base runner. Or doesn't leave till Sutton throws the ball. I was very surprised he picked
Tonight. Sutton is number 9 all time in shutouts, tied with Bob Gibson, and number 8 all time in strikeouts. There's no sacrifice on that play, but it served as a sacrifice. To second or to third.
That's the one pitch that's been missing in this series, is that brushback or knockdown. In fact, a lot of people asking the question why the Cardinals haven't been moving Robin Yount off the plate. Many feeling Dickie Knowles did it to George Brett in the Philadelphia-Kansas City World Series, turning that series around.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Here's the pitch high and tight that moves him back. It simply says to the hitter, hey, you're taking all the plate and half of it is mine and I want my half back. And then there are pitchers like Bob Gibson who say, I'm not giving it back, I'm keeping it all. And then you've got that battle going.
Light rain continues to fall. Last of the 5th inning, 5-0 St. Louis. Out of play.
the reason right there where you have to brush a hitter like Hernandez back, because he's been trying to hit the ball off to the left side if you pitch him away. World Series. Game has never been called due to rain.
Once it has begun, a World Series game has begun. Smith at second base, and Hernandez calls time.
I'll tell you, I'm sure it is possible, but this game not being played 9 innings, there would be people in Milwaukee that would volunteer to walk down here to dry this field, and I don't blame them.
Check swing foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Hernandez.
Sun thrown pretty hard, but they're forcing him into a lot of pressure situations. Part of it by his defense. There you'll see how hard it is raining. The initial cloud burst was harder than that, but it's still coming down pretty steadily.
The gateways, the arches in the same conformation as the Saarinen Arch that marks this city along the Mississippi.
Show you how aware Sutton is of Lonnie Smith at second base. He stepped off a couple of times. Decoy to pick off, no pitch. Hernandez requested time, got it from home plate umpire Jim Evans.
George Hendrick not even in the on-deck circle. He's back in the dugout with the rain falling, just staying dry, keeping the bat dry. Foul ball. If there is a game 7, the scheduled pitchers Joaquin Andujar, St. Louis, Pete Vukovich for Milwaukee tomorrow night, unless the rain. Well, that's it now. It's an official game, so if there is a game 7, it will be tomorrow night. Raining a little harder now. Now the crowd, of course, wanting the game to progress, but they can't get too unhappy because at this point they're going to have to stop play or go a full 9 anyway. It's an official game. High drive, deep right field. Hernandez will touch them all. So the St. Louis Cardinals, last in the major leagues in home runs, muscle up tonight, and here it comes hard. It is really raining now as Harvey Keene goes to the mound. Hernandez lights up the scoreboard. It's 7-0 St. Louis. 4 straight years.
Control pitcher, nibble at the corner, sinker, slider, curveball, little change. He's got to be down.
Dane Ord's a double and a triple. So he's hitting 500 in the series, 6 for 12. They're going to have Dane Ord's Day up in Eureka, California this week. Ideal designated hitter, a man who played various positions, but he's in the lineup because of his bat, and he can swing it.
We're going to tell some of our fans who might not know the Doc is a little
2-1. Hit to left field, and well. Off the wall. And Orge has his 3rd straight extra base hit in this game.
That ball had the craziest action I've seen from directly behind home plate. It looked like it started directly over Ogilvy's head, and he stopped there, and that ball just took off. I've never seen a ball hit that high that could knuckle, but it completely fooled Ben Ogilvy with the rain coming down. So the Cardinals with extra base hit number 6. Benji looking up into the rain, can't catch up once he misjudged it slightly. He was playing Orange down toward the left field line because he slaps the ball in that direction.
Quite a night for Dane Orge, a pair of doubles and a triple.
Look out.
McGee all the way to the the backstop, and on to third goes Orge. Wild pitch by Medic.
It's not even close. It just goes all the way past Simmons, almost gets McGee, and easily to third base goes Orge.
So now the infield for the Brewers has to pull in. McGee's been safe on an error and grounded to short, so he's hit it twice at Robin Young. Change through the right side, and the Cardinals have another run. Willie McGee's 5th RBI, the World Series. And the rookie at first base with no one out, and Tom Herr the batter. 8-0 St. Louis.
Dick, a routine ground ball with the infield back. Infield in, you can see on this wet turf where it's even a little bit faster. See now with an 8-run lead if Whitey Herzog's going to back off or continue to press this Brewer team.
Tommy Herr, an RBI double and a successful suicide squeeze, so he has a couple of RBIs tonight. So despite the fact that Herr is 2 for 20 in the series, Whitey Herzog has seen a second baseman knock in 5 runs. 2 of those on a sacrifice fly.
It might be said there's no way he would run here with an 8-0 lead, but I think Whitey Herzog figures with a few more innings of at-bats for the Brewers. He's gone. No.
Outside, 1-1.
He was leaning.
6 extra base hits for the Cardinals. 3 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs. There he goes. Popped up into shallow left.
Another slow jump.
Ogilvie can't get there.
He is having trouble seeing the ball because he stayed stationary in that little looper and couldn't get it. Another thing that helped the Cardinals and got the base hit for her was Robin Yount on the steal attempt was coming over to cover second. And when the ball looped, Ogilvie, who plays a little deeper with Robin Yount, as you would with Ozzie Smith, because they go back so well, and then he couldn't recover. Robin couldn't make it and change directions.
He did a good job. Ogilvie, that ball, he actually fielded it with his bare hand. Smothering it against his body. That kangaroo's right on out to the left field wall.
Now he'll force him at the corners, and 8-0. Will Whitey try and pad his lead even more with a sacrifice attempt? Molitor and Cooper are looking for it. That shows a lot of respect. Stealing like he did with McGee, and if he does bunt, to the offense that Whitey respects of this Brewer team, even though you're up by 8.
So McGee at second, Herr at first, no one out, a run already home. Here in the 6th, it's 8-0 Cardinals. Ozzie Smith takes a strike. He is grounded out twice tonight. Rain continues to fall.
Cardinal fans don't mind it a bit. I see very few seats that are empty where people have moved out of the rain.
Long night on that Brewer bench.
Look out.
That behind Ozzie Smith, and the runners move up on the second wild pitch of the inning for Medic.
Well, we were talking a moment ago about Doc Medic being a control pitcher, and he has thrown 2 pitches that are unbelievable. This one even more so than the one that almost hit McGee.
Simmons obviously had no chance. When you set up outside, they throw behind the hitter. All you can do is signal for a fair catch.
1 ball, 1 strike. The infield is in again. Two and 1. Medic, who has not had any work in the series, and then comes into these situations, this kind of condition. Cooper gets the play himself, and the runners hold. Smith hit it hard.
At this point, this game is starting to look like game number 1 here when the Brewers do a 10-0 shutout behind Caldwell at the Cardinals.
You know, gentlemen, it's been a series that really has not had that kind of memorable play that 10, 20 years from now you'll say, oh, you remember the 82 series. But the way this game is developing and forcing a Game 7, you get the feeling that something very dramatic in that deciding game tomorrow. Who will it be that gets that big blow or makes the big defensive play? Vukovich for Milwaukee. Andujar, the scheduled pitcher for St. Louis. This is David Green. His first at bat. Lonnie Smith went 1 for 3. Two wild pitches in an inning ties a record. Actually, a game record. Medic just did it a little sooner than others. Stuper had a couple of wild pitches, as you'll recall, back in Game 2. But those were under dry conditions. 1 ball, 1 strike to Green. Medic in a Missouri rain. The weather is bad, and in the language of the players, so are the Cardinal bats. They've been bad indeed, the way they've rattled 10 hits around Busch Stadium and 8 runs. Medic having a lot of trouble getting his breaking ball in the strike zone.
It is really coming down now. We're looking at another delay.
Yeah,
they're really complaining.
Lee Wire, the first base umpire, looking over, and he's going to call it off one more time. Commissioner Bowie Kuhn.
So another break in the action in the 6th inning with runners at 2nd and 3rd. A run already home, 1 out. 8-0 St. Louis. Rain, it just sheets of rain blowing in over that right field roof. Let's go down to Bob Costas.
Should we share yours or mine?
Well, apparently we're having some audio difficulties. That rain and all, you can imagine that it might be fouling up some lines.
And the tarp will get a little bit more difficult each time to get out. They have the mechanical tarpaulin, as you see, that pops out of the ground. They guide it out with a little machine off rollers. If it gets a little heavier, a little more wet, Robin Yount, who had an error back in early innings, allowing 2 unearned runs. First man in World Series history to have 2 4-hit baseball games. I remember this ball game with 5 consecutive hits, and that was stopped by Stuper.
That's a serious downfall. Jim Slayton to the infield in. 3-2. Ball 4, the bases are loaded.
And Dick, while he was walking, Hump Kittle came down with Stuper from the bullpen, both with their jackets on. Stuper may try it, but Jim Cott continues to throw.
It may be that Stuper, in trying to warm up, just could not get loose again. So the veteran Cott, the left-hander, is throwing. So bases full. There's Cott, the 43-year-old. Oberkfell is 0 for 3. He and Ozzie Smith are the only Cardinals without a base hit tonight. 8-0 the score. Medic. Cooper, a great play, comes to the plate for the 4th. Oh, Cooper just seems to have that glove in the way of the Cardinals' bid for base hits all series long.
Playing in, as Dick told you, they were back in the middle of the diamond, but with Cooper playing in, he goes way in the air, sets himself, makes the throw. Simmons holds the ball, no chance of a double play as he watches the other runners.
Yeah, the crowd that has stayed at Busch Stadium has lost none of its enthusiasm. Keith Hernandez, who hit a 2-run homer in the last inning, the 5th inning, but that was more than 2 1/4 hours ago. Bases loaded, 2 out. Hernandez with a Cardinal perched at every corner. Burr at 3rd, Green at 2nd, Oberkfell at 1st. Change. It's 2-0. So Hernandez, with the bases loaded, in an excellent position to look for a good pitch to hit.
Last time up, the 2-run home run off Sutton hit a good pitch. A breaking ball down low, almost beneath his knees.
Line into right field. Burr scores. Green scores. It's 10-0 St. Louis. A big night for Keith Hernandez. 4 RBIs on a 2-run homer and a 2-run single. And here's George Hendrick. He's 1 for 3.
And Dick, till this point in the series, just adding up the run totals, the Cardinals have scored 30 in this series, Milwaukee 29. The hits 55 to 49. I think unusual. Cardinals with 21 extra base hits, Milwaukee with just 16.
And apparently it's going to come down to the 7th game tomorrow night. Joaquin Andujar for St. Louis pitched brilliantly until injured on the drive off Simmons' bat that hit him in the right knee. Pete Vukovich, 18-6, the man with the best winning percentage of any pitcher in baseball the last 2 years, will go for Milwaukee. 2 out. Another base hit and another run.
Whoa, look out.
And on the high throw, Hendrick moves to second. 11-0.
Hendrick gets the ball back in the strike zone, hits it to right field. Look at the water squishing off the ball, and when Charlie Moore lets it go, it takes off almost over the head of Molitor, which allows Hendrick an old-fashioned shellacking like the Cardinals got in game number 1. Boy, that hitting is contagious, Joe, because game 5, the Cardinals swung the bat so well, they're carrying it on tonight.
Confidence breeds confidence.
15 hits for St. Louis in defeat Sunday in game 5. They now have an even dozen and lead 11-0. They batted around here in the 6th inning off Medic. Porter, the 9th man to hit, has a 2-run homer, 1 for 3 tonight. Defensively, it's the battery of Medic and Simmons. Molitor at third. The shortstop is Yount. Gantner and Cooper on the right side of the infield. Ogilvy in left, Thomas in center, Moore in right.
Dick, an umbrella is just blown out of the stands. And there you see it in right center field. They're going out to get it, so time has been called here.
The biggest shutout win in World Series history involved Tony Kubek on the winning side in 1960.
Whitey Ford pitched that ball game against the Pirates, and that was in the midst of Whitey's streak, shutout innings in World Series play. He was breaking Babe Ruth's record.
That was back in 1960 when the Yankees beat the Pirates 12-0, but we all know that the Pirates went on in Game 7 on Mazeroski's dramatic homer to win the series.
In fact, Whitey Ford shut that Pirate team one other time out. He got just 2 starts. He pitched 2 shutouts.
Now the Cardinals trying to administer the biggest shutout defeat ever. Porter hits it hard, and it gets through Gantner. 2 runs will score. It's 13-0.
You're looking at a field right now that is about like an ice skating rink. It is just sopping wet, and that ball just kept picking up speed and just eats Jimmy Gantner up. Wow, he tried to get down, got down too late. It was Jim Gantner a while ago who talked about wanting to not continue this ball game. And Air is charged to Gantner.
That's the most popular player on this ball club. McGee has a base hit. Hit to right field. Moore has to play it on the hop. McGee on to third. Hops it up into the right side. Gantner calling. Boy, that's what Smith didn't want to do with it. Molitor can't get it. Yount will have to eat it. The run scores. 1-0 St. Louis.
As Vukovich is down, look at where Molitor is playing. A tribute to the speed of Smith in case he should drop a bunt. As soon as he does that, the ball gets fired. No chance for. There it is.
And it's a base hit to left. Ogilvy cutting it off at the line, and Smith will hold with a long single.
Little piece of place hit.
It's at the plate, Lonnie Smith. ripped fair. So the Smith brothers, Ozzie and Lonnie, are in scoring position. McClure will come in to pitch to Oberkfell. 3 balls and a strike. And he misses inside. The bases are loaded. Cardinals have already won a game in this series. Game 2 on a bases loaded walk. McClure has to throw a strike where he throws a run. Hit to right center. Base hit. The game is tied.
Memorable moment at World Series, a dramatic confrontation, but also a very emotional one. 2 former high school teammates, McClure and Hernandez, facing each other. 2 RBIs by Hernandez.
Line into right field. Ramsey scores. It's 4-3 St. Louis.
Debating that right now. Lonnie Smith, right field. Charlie Moore near the line. He cannot get it. 2-base hit. It bounced out of the ballpark. Bunts it foul on a 3rd strike, and it's a strikeout. Ramsey out on strikes.
Not game 7, though.
So Hernandez is on, and here is George Hendrick.
He's
High fly ball, short center field. Gorman Thomas waiting for it, makes the play. So there are 2 outs. Mike Caldwell is the new pitcher here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Line drive, right field, base hit. Here comes Smith. The throw to the plate. It is not in time. Two-strike pitch. Line drive, center field, base hit. Hernandez scores 6-3. Bouncing ball to Gantner. Should end the inning. It does. Second out. It is.
Shooter from the belt to the plate. A swing and a miss, and that's a winner! That's a winner! A World Series winner for the Cardinals!
Celebrating.
And all the principals are here. Commissioner Bowie Kuhn, August Busch Jr., the owner of the Cardinals, Whitey Herzog, behind me Darrell Porter, along with the general manager Manager Joe McDonald. Porter, of course, voted the most valuable player of the series, and for the presentation of the championship trophy, Commissioner King.
Gussie, to you, Whitey, to you, Darrell, to you and all your teammates, Joe, to you as general manager, the trophy that says you're champions of the world, and you deserve it.
Thank you, boy. Thank you very much, my friend. That's marvelous.
Whitey?
Well, I just don't know what to say. It's just hit me kind of quick here, and we're very happy about it, and just so we could bring a world championship to St. Louis, and for the greatest guy in the world, Mr. Bush.